Alright, last video I promised, I'm gonna be ranking Knuckles the Echidna English voices. I have been wanting to do this for a while. Throughout all the characters of Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles is my favorite. I fanboy for this character fucking hard, and it's very hard for me to pick between my favorite voice, all the other voices that's been done. There are so many, and there are 8 English voices now. 8! Out of all the voices that have been done for Knuckles. They have been done in very different ways, but let's find out which voice sets the standard to me. Now, like with my Sonic video, there really isn't a bad performance here. Each character gives their own little knuckle punch to Knuckles, and honestly, that's how I'm going to rank it. So let's get things started and let's start ranking this shit. Worst to best, English voice of Knuckles the Echidna. Let's go.
I'll handle this.
I hate to actually do this one, but the worst does have to go to Travis Willingham. And why do I think Travis Willingham is bad, or at least doesn't live up as good as the other voices? Well, honestly, he is the most generic sounding. Out of all the Knuckles voices, he just sounds so generic. I mean, each character kind of changed up their voice, or actor changed up their voice to where they were doing something different within each performance. And that's how I'm ranking the differences of these performances. When I was a younger kid, I always assumed Knuckles would sound similar to how Jaleel White's Sonic sounded, you know, to give it more of a baritone or less equal voice sounding, because, you know, they're both characters, they look similar, but they are very different, blue and red, yin and yang kind of styles. Travis doesn't give much of a performance, and then there's his fucking performance in Sonic Boom that makes Knuckles sound even dumber than he already sounds, and the look to Knuckles in Sonic Boom is just very irritating. Why does he look like a fucking stereotypical jock? Why does he look so bad? And it's not just the look, it's just he makes Knuckles sound stupid. Now, I will say, in Generations, he did pick up the slack, and he gives Knuckles a much more passable voice, but he doesn't really bring anything new to the table, other than something new being bad. So, unfortunately, I've got to rank Travis here. I'm sorry to all the people who are fans of him. I love this dude in Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as Roy Mustang, and I should get castrated for ranking a performance of his this low, but honestly, I didn't have much of an option here. It was an easy win.
Yeah, I win.
Next is Dave Mitchell. He does do a different spin on Knuckles, but he was only in like 2, maybe 3 games throughout the entire run of his Knuckles voicing career, which is sad. But he doesn't do much good either. I mean, he doesn't bring a whole lot new to the table, but he is passable. He works out pretty well as Knuckles. He mainly just does the voiceover in the 2020 Olympics episodes, which I'm not going to complain on these. These games, a lot of people don't really play, and they don't really do as much, so I mean, I play them just for shits and giggles. But is he as iconic as the other actors on this list? Not so much. He's not terrible, he's not doing anything wrong, and he doesn't really have all that much dialogue either, but he's credited as a Knuckles voice in English, so I had no other choice but to rank him. I don't have a lot to say, other than it's passable, and that's about it. This is probably the shortest segment.
From anything that could harm it. I don't know why I was given this job. Why it was my fate. Destined to be here forever.
Alright, next is Michael McGarn from Sonic Adventure 1, and I really hope I pronounced that right. All I've got to say is he does do a new spin, and he kind of set the standard for later Knuckles voices. I actually thought he was pretty good. I really like him, and I wonder why he didn't come back for Sonic Adventure 2. He was a pretty darn good voice actor. He does do something different, and he did kind of set the standard for Knuckles' voice, so he kind of works in many, many ways here. I really enjoy the character a lot, the way that he gives him this loner vibe voice. And unfortunately, he's only in one game, sadly. However, he was able to flex more of the Knuckles badassery, I guess I could say. See, I consider Knuckles to be the Vegeta of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. So, I see Knuckles as being more of the loner type, and Michael was able to kind of fluctuate onto that a lot better than the other contenders on this list. He just has a little bit of moments where he can sound bland, and then there is the Sonic Adventure ADR mixing where you can't even hear what the hell they're saying because the music is playing too loud. But the moments that I did hear of him, I really enjoyed him, and honestly, it's worthy of this spot here. He just kind of hits the right vibe, and he set the standard for all future versions of Knuckles later on.
Floating island to unknown aircraft. Identify yourself.
Alright, next we're talking to a voice actor that has been over 9,000 for years. Yes, I went there. As I said in the last poll, Knuckles is the Vegeta of the Sonic franchise. Well, why not have fucking Vegeta voice him? Brian freaking Drummond. Although, a lot of people complain that his voice isn't deep enough or etc., but they're forgetting this was one of the first English adaptations of Knuckles, and in the American cartoon in the Sonic Adventures of Sonic and Sonic SatAM drawing style, so I think Brian did great. Honestly, he's one of my favorite performances. He's very underrated, and a lot of people seem to forget that he was Knuckles. And to me, when I play some of the older games like Sonic 2 and Knuckles, or Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I kind of hear Brian's voice portraying it as that version of Knuckles. Basically, this is the Knuckles we would have gotten in Sonic, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic SatAM if he got to show up, and I would have been way more than happy to have this. He kind of just sets more of a badass tone, and the really weird relationship that he has with Sonic's sister, who is also voiced by Jaleel White, and she does her Urkel voice, is awkward, but I really enjoy it, and I hate Sonic Underground with a burning, fiery passion, but man, having Knuckles in the series kind of sets me back a little bit. I only watched the episodes with him, so it really works. Brian kind of sets a new level onto the character, and he kind of gives a little bit more dimensions to him than just being, well, kind of an asshole character. Which, all in all, yeah, he is a pretty good Knuckles. And if a lot of people are going to complain just because his voice pitch isn't deep enough, well, let's move on.
I saw Eggman go inside the pyramid. And more importantly, I saw that Batgirl go inside with him as well. But you saw them too, right?
Oh yeah, fucking Scott Dreer from Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and several others in the early 2000s. Holy shit, I love his performance as Knuckles. Man, it's just so freaking good. And I said that Michael set the standard. I think Scott said it more and more so. Knuckles, he makes Knuckles sound more of an angry type, but I do like that he can give off that frenemy vibe too. Later on throughout the run of the series, it kind of just works. My favorite performance of his has to be in Sonic Heroes. He kind of just nails Knuckles' performance just really good. Him and Ryan Drummond work really well off each other, maybe more so than he and Michael McGarnes. I hope I said that right. And anyhow, it's just a really good performance. He was Knuckles for a long while, for a really good stretch, and like I said with Michael, yeah, Michael set the standard for the angry Knuckles brooding voice. Well, I think Scott kind of just implemented that style, and it just really works. Honestly, I love this performance. I mean, I could listen to this one quite a bit. And about this far in the list, you guys keep noticing I'm dick writing all the performances. Well, they are all good in their special, unique ways, and I really love this one. especially in Sonic Heroes and Sonic Adventure 2. Easily worthy of this middle ground spot. Let's continue on.
Hey, I couldn't send you guys into that place alone. Let's go. Come on, what are you waiting for? We gotta get moving or that robot generator's going to explode.
Oh yeah, Bill Wise from the 1996 OVA movie was excellent. He kind of did like a Brian Drummond type voice, but he kind of made him more cockier than Brian Drummond's version of Knuckles. And he kind of gives more edge to Sonic and Knuckles' relationship too. I don't know what it is, he just really kind of captures Knuckles for me. I notice he kind of has an accent here, and it really works, especially with Knuckles wearing that stupid ass hat throughout the entire run of the movie until the ending and a couple of parts where he's fixing the plane. But still, he does such a memorable job. Honestly, he's worthy of this spot to me. He just kind of kicks ass playing this role. And it just works. Maybe it's because the animation is beautiful and etc. and it just hooks me in and I don't care about some of the bad voice acting tails in this. But man, he just really knocked it out of the park. Playing a very different approach to Knuckles than Brian Drummond or the others on the list. He kind of just made it work. And I honestly respect that. I love this movie to pieces. And I think that this is honestly the best way to watch the Sonic series, or to check out or be introduced into the Sonic mainstream television. And it's sad that this movie doesn't get much love anymore, but man, I cannot discount Bill Wise's performance. He actually did probably the second best job in the entire run of this movie. While the best has to go to Edwin Neal as Dr. Robotnik, I've got to give my hat off, or give Knuckles a hat for Bill Wise, because he just rocked this role and it was totally worth it. Every scene he's in, he just steals it, and I love it.
Do I look like I need your power?
Speaking of badass movie Knuckles, Idris Elba fucking blew me away, and I am not ashamed to fucking admit that. I didn't think he was gonna be good as Knuckles. I figured his voice wouldn't fit, but good God, I watched Sonic 2. It fit so freaking well. Oh man, I almost want to tie him with the best on here, but I can't, because I don't do that kind of shark jumping bullshit. But good God almighty, he did so good. He makes Knuckles sound like a warrior, and he can give him the dimension of being funny at the same time. It just kind of works. Since he's so wound up tight in this movie, he doesn't know that he's being funny at the same time. And Elba's performance just freaking work. Oh my God. This is like perfect casting right here. I complained about Ben Schwartz. Yes, I did. But damn, I was completely wrong about movie Knuckles. He just kicked so much ass. And he kicked Sonic's ass too, so that always worked. The fight scenes in this movie are just amazing, especially the scenes with Knuckles, and his voice performance has some serious freaking range. He sounds like a warrior, he fights like a warrior, but he can be comic relief when he needs to. Easily one of the best Knuckles, and I would rank him as the best if I could tie these two together. But however, he's only the second best on the list. There is one more above him, and honestly, this choice was really hard for me to make. So let's move on to the best.
This is a battle between Sonic and me! I'll fight my way!
The best goes to Dan fucking Green. I don't know what it is about his voice performance, but he really stole the show in Sonic X and Sonic 06, because it's kind of awkward that I ranked the Sonic X voice actor as the worst in my Sonic ranking, but yet I ranked Dan Green as the best, a Sonic X voice actor here and a Sonic 06 voice actor, and I just don't care. It fucking kicks ass. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all that matters. He was able to give more dimensions to Knuckles' personality than anyone else on this list, except for maybe Elba's, but that's a whole other story. Anyhow, he was able just to give so much more character dimension, characteristic to Knuckles, and honestly, I love it for that. Every time I play, say, the Game Boy Advance games, or anything that is related to the Sonic X games without any voiceover or anything, I hear Dan Green's voice. I also hear Dan Green when I'm reading the Knuckles the Echidna comic book series, which I have. I have them all. Don't judge me. Anyhow, yes, he just kind of set a perfect tone for Knuckles, and for a long time, he was Knuckles to me. I mean, holy shit. In Sonic X, he really kind of played that angry, pissed off Echidna really well, but you could see chips in the character's dimension, especially with the voice. I hate English Sonic X with a passion, but good God, I cannot hate Dan Green's performance. He is the only reason that I actually watch Sonic X in English. Most of the time, I would just stick to the Japanese version. But good God, he just kind of rocked this role, and he made Knuckles his own. I don't even hear, say, Mewtwo or Yugi's voice here. I just straight out hear Knuckles. And honestly, he's worthy of being King of the Echidna Guardian Planet. He is King of Angel Island, and I am not afraid to admit it. Anyhow, that's about it for this video. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed Sonic Month. I really enjoyed Sonic Month myself. Is there any more voice rankings you guys want me to do? While the end of Sonic Month is now, I apologize if I upset anybody with this ranking. Just remember, it's my own personal opinion. I love all these voices in their own unique way. Anyhow, I'll be back to uploading every other Monday and every other Friday. Always remember, I'm listening.